In 2008, Randy Orton created Legacy, a stable of young second, third generational talent superstars like himself that want to leave a legacy in the sport. And that stable did find success in that. Cody Rhodes is the greatest babyface of all time, the man that's going to end Roman's reign. Then you have DiBiase, who has a sketchy legacy outside of wrestling,
Yeah.
but also in wrestling. Like, okay, maybe he didn't do the most, but this guy was like penciled in to be the guy
He had
to
a
be
lot of
Undertaker.
potential.
He,
Yeah.
the Undertaker thing is crazy. Like
He
they
was
saw
a
something in
yeah.
him.
I thought he was better than Cody.
Well, maybe then, but
Well,
like,
you talk about an American nightmare, stealing money from charity.
yeah. Also, Manu. Yeah, most people have forgot about
Yeah,
Manu.
that's kind of where it went downhill.
Yeah. But this is high praise. Like there was success creating legacy. With all the second and third generational superstars in WWE at the moment, you got Dirty Dom. He doesn't know who his real dad is, but both are Hall of Famers.
Either way, it's a
Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
You got Bron Breakker, like the big booty daddy is his uncle, and
Yeah,
then his
Dogface
dad.
Gremlin is his dad.
Yeah,
Hall of
probably.
Fame.
I, to me, my favorite tag team of all time.
One of the best tag teams of all time.
Brian Pillman Jr. His dad's iconic.
Yeah.
His beer is iconic. It gets a lot of
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah.
Charlie Dempsey, William Regal's son. I wasn't the biggest William Regal fan, but
A bona fide legend. I mean,
yeah. Then you got Von Wagner, Brooks Jensen. Outside of WWE, you got David Finlay. He's the leader of Bullet Club. He might come in one day.
yeah.
You got Hook. Look, this might be too high of praise for Hook, but I don't think any superstar has oozed charisma like Hook since Razor Ramon.
That's kind of high praise, yeah.
Then you also have, I wasn't even thinking about it, but you have the Gun Club.
Yeah.
They might make their way one day into WWE.
One of the coolest entrances in wrestling today.
So with all that talent of second, third generation superstars, Randy Orton just making his return back to WWE, how about this idea of Randy Orton creating a new legacy, a legacy 2.0 that he's going to teach these guys and pass on his knowledge as he transitions out of WWE, maybe to a part-time schedule or even retirement. Before we get to booking Legacy 2.0, make sure you RKO that like button, subscribe to the page. All right, so if you're booking Legacy 2.0, how do you book it?
Well, the kind of the way I came up with to get to the Legacy 2.0 is you could have Orton come out and talk about how he's doesn't have a lot of time left in the wrestling business and how he's kind of upset with what he sees in the wrestling business. Talk about how there's not enough like killer instinct and no one's vicious enough anymore. Talk about how he made his mark killing legends and punting people in the head. And then he could introduce, say he found two new young apex predators for the future and introduce his idea legacy. My first pick is Bron Breakker, but for Orton introducing him, I would give him the Steiner name, like call him Bronson Steiner, Bron Steiner, just because, like you said, his father and uncle are probably the greatest tag team of all time, one of the greatest tag teams of all time, and Hall of Famer. So if this is a legacy, let's pay respect to what we came from. And also, he's this huge, like, athletic powerhouse. I picture him being like the Batista or the Roman Reigns of this group. And talk about killer instinct. This guy tried to kill Von Wagner on NXT with a set of stairs, so he's got that in him. And then my second pick is a pick that's probably going to surprise people, but this is a way younger guy, and he's been killing it in the NWA and on the Indies. And that's Colby Corino. And not only his work, but I'm also a huge fan of his dad, Steve Corino. I don't think Steve Corino gets enough respect and like love that he should get. So I think it would be cool for Corino to do something in WWE. And also, this is the guy that's going to take all your bumps. Like, he's a smaller guy, kind of a junior heavyweight style. So he can come in and do all your bumping, tag in Orton and Bron Breakker. And the way I picture this in my head is just of like a pack of like wild street dogs. Like Orton's your old, wise German Shepherd. Bron is your like massive, dangerous pit bull, and then and Corino is like a mean ass like yipping chihuahua. So I think that would be kind of a cool way to introduce a Legacy 2.0. And then obviously you're going to have Bron Breakker turn on Orton at some point, and this could be like Batista, like it was for Batista to leave an Evolution, turning on Triple H. This could be his moment to make him a big star.
I love the idea of Bron Breakker becoming a superstar like that, and he would definitely fit in Legacy 2.0. For me, the way I went with it is I was booking it as in like you would have the tag team and your mid card guy. Starting off though, I went with a woman in the
Yeah.
group. I went with Ariana Grace. It's Santino Morella's daughter,
Yeah,
so it fits. Orton could teach her something, and it's anytime we can add to some more depth to the women's roster, it's important. So this would be
yeah.
huge for her
Well,
to
and
be in
then
Legacy 2.0.
seeing what Rhea Ripley's done with Judgment Day,
Yeah. So
a woman in your stable could work, and she could potentially be the star of the stable one
yeah,
day.
yeah. I'm sure that WWE wasn't expecting Rhea to be the main star out of that
No.
group, and then she became the main
Well,
star.
that helped because Dirty Dom needed a mommy, and
Yeah.
that's his mom.
I went for my tag team. I went Von Wagner and Brian Pillman Jr. For my mid card guy, so they'll be hinting that it's going to be Dominic Mysterio. This will be his way to finally become a face in WWE. Well, like an over face, because he really wasn't over when he was a
Yeah,
face to begin
yeah.
with. And then at the last second when he's about to join, Austin Theory just fucks him up. I'm talking put him on the shelf for 6 months fucked up. Orton is like confused, and Theory's like, let me join. And then Orton can argue with him like, I'm teaching the second and third generation superstars. That's my legacy. And then Theory's like, what? Legacy of, oh, my dad was a wrestler? That's not your legacy. Your legacy is being the apex predator. Your legacy was punting people in the heads. I'm your guy. I'm the apex predator. Teach me your ways. I just get chills at it.
Yeah.
Let's stop the Austin Theory hate. This dude is the next guy. Like, as much as people might be like, oh, it's a start-stop, or oh, nothing's working. It's like, okay, nothing's working. It doesn't mean that it's eventually going to work with this guy. So let's give it this feel. And then it's like, it's just something, it adds way more depth to the storyline of like, oh, we're second, third generation superstars. It's like, now Randy Orton's not a second generation superstar, third generation superstar. It's like, he's the first of his kind, the first apex predator. And now you have the second in Austin Theory.
It almost turns it because like the first legacy was legacy wrestlers building on their family legacy. Your idea of legacy sounds like this is Triple H, or I'm sorry, not Triple H, I'm sorry, Randy Orton's legacy that he's leaving behind, and it's not like all family related.
Mm-hmm.
And then also it kind of works the same as my Bron Breakker idea is eventually Theory can turn on Orton, and that could be Theory's breakout moment. And you could do a thing where it's like he could talk about how Orton killed legends, and then you could have him casually mention, well, now you're a legend. And then that's when the turn could come.
Oh, yeah, that would be a fire moment in the
Yeah.
history of WWE.
Yeah.
And it's just like stables are created to elevate someone to the main event scene.
Right.
So like I love this idea. Like
Yeah.
you think about Bloodline, main event Jay. No one saw him as main event. Now dude's getting huge reactions.
Well, really, I mean, WWE has been killing it with their stables. The same, what you just said about the Bloodline, the same could be said for the Judgment Day. I mean, no one, when that was first put together, no one expected that. I mean, you look at now, there's 4 members of Judgment Day. I don't know if JD McDonough is an official member, but say your original 4, they're all killing it. I mean, Finn's killing it. Damian Priest is the next like megastar. Dominic's, that dude's like gold. That's lightning in a bottle. Like the reactions he gets to heat, he gets more heat than any other so-called heel on the roster. Like,
And that'd be the way to debut Austin Theory as the apex predator, as this new heel, because the reaction of when Dom's finally going face and you take it from the crowd,
yeah,
and like Orton, it's going to be hard for Orton, I think, to be a heel now at this
stage of
his career.
yeah,
But Theory doing that, all of a sudden that they make it makes them hate that stable.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, we wanted Dominic to hang out with Randy Orton, and then he's
And
like,
then
fuck that.
you can get it back by, you can get Orton back as a fan favorite by having Theory turn on him and almost take over the group.
All right, so we shared our views on how we would book a Legacy 2.0. Let us know in the comments your views on who you would have in Legacy 2.0 with Randy Orton.